In the last month alone, the backlog grew by over 100 cases per day.
The surgical backlog continues to rise in Manitoba. Doctors Manitoba now estimating the backlog is sitting at around 152,000, which makes up about 10% of our province's population.
It's a sign that our ICUs are in danger of being overwhelmed. It's a sign that if there is any possible way to open more ICU beds, the time is now.
Shared Health continues to sound the alarm on staffing shortages, putting out calls for nurses to pick up shifts. The Northern Health region feeling the effects, specifically in Lynn Lake, which has a nursing vacancy rate around 80%. City News has spoken to multiple nurses across the province in recent weeks, and their message is the same. Hospitals continue to get worse, and the work is exhausting. Each nurse says many working in the hospitals are ready to leave. On Wednesday, the provincial government unveiled its diagnostic and surgical recovery task force, which will include creating a centralized information management system for healthcare providers and provide monthly updates. Health Minister Audrey Gordon says tackling the backlog is the government's #1 priority.
If it requires more funding, we are open as a government to doing that, to providing the funds to make sure this backlog is cleared.
One strategy is to identify patients that are fit to travel to other provinces so they can receive care sooner. But Dr. Ed BOUCHEL, head of surgery for Shared Health, says they are doing everything they can to avoid this.
At the present time, we're not expecting an increase of what we normally transfer out of the province because of skill sets that we don't have. Skill sets that we have in the province with our nurses, with our surgeons, should be able to maintain our current care volumes.
But NDP leader Rob Canoe says Manitobans need action now.
So to hear the government come out today and to say that they are still just in the process of pulling this task force together, that the task force hasn't even met, is very disappointing.
Kim RIDDELL joined Rob Canoe Wednesday. She was diagnosed with severe cervical stenosis and was put on the wait list back in 2018. She says she has no idea when her surgery will take place.
My story isn't anything special. There are like 150,000 people, who are like me, who are waiting, and they're not, they're not receiving sort of the attention and the treatment that they really need.
Liberal leader LAMONT says if the surgical backlog was a priority, the government would have undertaken this a year ago.
This is an incredibly serious situation. There are people dying on wait lists. I certainly hope that the doctors can pull this off because they're going to be the ones who have to do all the hard work.
Dr. Thompson says he just wants to see transparency from the government.
We want to make sure that we're treating Manitoba patients inside Manitoba.
In Winnipeg, Alex Karpa, City News.